celebration of titles and trophies. Tonight, atmosphere, colour, vibrance and vigorous support will be on display. Hallmarks of what make German women's football so special. But make no mistake, this is a crunch match at the Bayern camper. Marla Gross, Bayern's goalkeeper, is back in the matchday squad. Starting 11 features no less than 5 changes following the 9-0 win against Turbine Potsdam. Pia-Sophie Volter and Anne Bill, an unpaid bill for Frankfurt here from last season. A thrilling semi-final that ended 1-1. And it was in the penalty shootout that ultimately they didn't quite hold their ground. Bayern did. You look at the most recent league meetings between these two sides. 3 of the last 5 have... A crunch match at the campus in the DFB Pokal der Frauen quarterfinals as Bayern München face off with Eintracht Frankfurt in a clash of the 2 best teams German women's football has to offer. 18 minutes for Bayern before Geraldine Reuteler leveled the scores. But the home side on the march here with Lea Schuller. Cut back to Tatterseel. Gets up and under the ball. What an opportunity that was, though, to strike. Frankfurt's back line was stretched. They hadn't covered the runners. And Tatterseel understands competition 4 times from her Wolfsburg effort so far. Oof, crunching 50-50. Well, that's all part of the Pokal fight, and Tatterseel says, well, I got the ball. And I think she... Ooh, I'm not as convinced that Tatterseel did get the ball the way she claimed, though. I think Zenz... Than it really was. I mean, yes, Zenz gets sent head over heels. But I can understand Frankfurt's frustration, because that... Well, no, it went out for a throw, it didn't in the end. Well won back by Reuteler again. Zenz entered the area, skips past the challenge. Elisa Zenz! Our best chance. How much more bend did the ball need here from Elisa Zenz? It was always going to be difficult because the touch she needed to take it past Clara Bühl actually put the body... Goes without saying that Frankfurt will be the happier with the first half so far. And if it stays this way until half-time, goalless. Bayern have other intentions, though Zara Dawson, an elite defender, once again excelling at the back. Elisa Zenz will ask the question, did she foul me first? And the 2 second-tier sides, and goalless between Leverkusen and Bremen as well. Something has got to give. Maybe now. Bühl setting up goals. Her corner. Flicked on at the near post. Tatterseel teeing it up for Caroline Simon. Drilled through the bodies. Is it going to come to Eriksson? It doesn't, and in the end, Eriksson, I think, penalised for a foul on Ayling instead. A hairy moment across the thigh, and oh, is Eriksson going to get a booking here? I would like testing circumstances for Bayern München and for Eintracht Frankfurt. I mean, you feel like this game has been played to its absolute limit so far in the first 45 minutes. We've got an extra 60 seconds, of which 45 have gone already, but there might be one last chance here if Anyomi can use her pace. Oh, tricked by Tatterseel, who might be the latest into the book, and is of fouls there, because Anyomi was ready to break the line. She was getting in between the channels. And Tatterseel and her tactical foul there might just deny Frankfurt the final chance of the first half at the Bayern campus. Lawson with the free kick. Oh, she was trying to be cute. And Grevers follow-up. Up and over it goes. Well, in a battle of the two best teams that German women's football has to offer this season. Few inches have been given. Who can deliver first? Bayern München, Eintracht Frankfurt, 45 minutes played with a semi-final berth at stake in Germany's sole cup competition. Bayern were in the final last season. They beat Frankfurt in the semi-finals to get there. The question is, can Frankfurt go one better here tonight and exact their revenge, or will Bayern have a chance at a DFB Pokal final repeat? And then Clara Bühl's corner. Dangerous, Ailing with a commanding header. Simon lofting it back into the mix. It's not dealt with. Pernille Harder is there! And Stine Johannes, not once but twice, stands her ground. Well, arguably that's the closest Bayern have gone in this game so far to opening. Teams like Bayern, in their scouting reports and in their pre-match analysis, will not be able to pinpoint one source of threat only. Santosil, though, providing the threat now for Bayern. Very promising position. But it is a rare, poor first touch. Ever domestic double in the club's history last season, and they missed out on the chance. They want to fashion another. But now Freigang, oh, with the chance for Frankfurt! And Yomi still. Klever wants it teed up and gets it, and sends this to Mahmutovic here for the first save. Freigang tried to be too cheeky, with a simple finish was all that was needed. And then Klever, no, she did nothing wrong, went for the first time effort and simply dragged it wide. But that bottom left corner for Freigang looked like it was at her mercy. Instead she went for the... And I understand goal to complete the comeback, and then Pernille Harder put the icing on the cake late on with a third that made the win look a little glossier than it was. Ooh, 50-50. Well played by Aina Mahmutovic. I don't think they're right to battle for it. I think Anyomi did everything she could to try and pull out there. I think she's made the contact as minimal as possible. Yes, there's a hit to the side of the head that will not be nice. Quickly off the bench. There is no settling in period tonight. Get up and going as quickly as possible. As Lohmann fouled, I believe that was by Elisa Zenz. He clattered into her too, but that hack of the heels from Lisanne Klever was Pixel Frauen Bundesliga Panini album. Less about that, more about Anyomi being on the ball and catching the latest booking. Again, I mean, in the context of Magdalena Eriksson's career and the challenges she's taken, that got a little too creative in the end, and it's opened the door for Bayern and Bühl. To the byline goes Bühl, cross it. Oh, lot of ball for Freigang. She's in behind Freigang. Oh, it's in! The own goal from Caroline Simon! Frankfurt have broken the deadlock against Bayern! And for the first time since October of 2021, it is the Seagulls that lead in this fixture. Reuteler didn't get there, but Simon, unwittingly, turning into her own net. And in a game of fine margins, the biggest of the lot has just gone this season. That was until she scored a hat-trick on Sunday in the 9-0 win against Turbine Potsdam. Now she comes off the bench. 1-0 here to Frankfurt. Could this be the dream domestic season for the Seagulls? Maybe not yet. Damian! Because Frankfurt, they're top of the table in the Frauen Bundesliga. 8 games to go. Goal difference, the only thing separating them and Bayern. One slip up, and it all of a sudden could become... is not one that will be lost upon them. They send it to extra time. Klever goes down. And Lohmann, whether it's for the foul or the words shared afterward. I mean, you can understand the frustrations. It's the same frustrations we've seen from the women in black in the context of a cup match like this one. Caroline Simon and Leah Schuller brought off. Simon, is it going to be her own goal that knocks Bayern out? Not a nice way for the night to unfold for Caroline Simon. But those are the cruel twists of fate that the world of football can provide sometimes. Own goal had the football gods written all over it, because the chance had gone. Freigang's cross was too far ahead of Reuteler. She didn't get there. And the touch off of Simon, it's one of those, if you've ever stepped on a few minutes and change. Tanikawa. Asking a lot of Julia Gavin. Second to none in terms of importance, really. And unfortunately, Tanikawa doesn't have a lot of it in a crunch match like this. She's playing for a new club where she's still getting used to the way Strauss wants her to play her football. She's won it well there, though. And that's a good ball through. Clara Bühl, angle against her. Support arriving. Tanikawa. Took the touch where there wasn't really space to do so. High press has worked out. Shot comes in and Johanna. Franziska Kett. And it was sweetly struck. She got a foot behind it well. Laces right through the ball. For the last time that Bayern suffered defeat here on home soil in all competitions. Time of the essence, but they've got an equalizer! Damjanovic at the death! I don't know if she knew much about it. Level the scores! And I think gonna throw caution to the wind. Bühl beats her woman out wide. And it's just off the chest, off the shoulder. She's just trying to get anything on it, Damjanovic. But she got something. It proves decisive. It kisses the inside of the woodwork on its way through. But on the stroke of the 90th minute, Bayern finally... Oh, everyone, if this took time to warm up, if the first half was all about the fight, and it was a real slugfest of tackle after tackle, 50-50 after 50, foul after foul. Don't get me wrong, this second half has been a fight as well, but at least we've had some icing on the cake, get a winner. But I think in many of the minds of these players, they are just gearing up for an extra half an hour, and that's exactly what we're getting here at the Bayern camp. And it's Damjanovic at the death that has spared Bayern's blushes for now. Because at 1-1 we're going next, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you guys aren't either. But I can tell you as well, because it's worth mentioning, this is the only game in the quarterfinals that is going to extra time, the all semi-finals. But the biggest news, I wonder actually whether it will filter through to the Bayern campus. It is Bayern who get us underway in extra time here in a crunch match at the campus for a place in the DFB Pokal der Frauen semi-finals. It's where those two teams met last season after a 1-1 draw. And right now, a similar tale unfolding, just in slightly different circumstances. Berg's exit will have filtered through to the players. Without question, the fans will be well aware. And I wonder whether that's why things have just gone a little bit quieter. But Bühl here, oh, Volta, what a challenge. Just when it looked like it was going to open up for Clara Bühl. Not often that Frankfurt's backline have been stretched. That was a wonderful pass from Tanikawa as well. Those are the little creative do on a weekly basis, and you know what, I don't want to keep harping on at the referee. I really don't. Corner comes in, repelled. Tanikawa, ooh, twisting, turning. Momoko Tanikawa to the byline. It's in the mix and it's in for Bayern. It's a goal of Tanikawa's making. The young Japanese teenage superstar comes off the bench. And from 1-0 down, Bayern score on the stroke of the 90th minute, and soon after the restart to turn this game on its head. Who got the final touch? It doesn't really matter. This is all about Momoko Tanikawa. It's a wonderful finish from Glodis. Instinctive at an awkward height. A striker would be proud of a finish like that. Bayern lead 2-1. Take a bow, Tanikawa. Glodis with the goal. Here we see the game-winning moment, potentially right now, from Momoko Tanikawa. Three Frankfurt players, and then picks up. And now that psychological advantage that Frankfurt had in taking the lead, it's gone. They suffered the blow when Damjanovic scored at the death by chesting into the far post. And now, if they spent any time during that break collecting themselves and trying to, given the investment they've made in this game, given the work output, the energy output. Of course, the temptation here for Bayern is just to manage the game, but Pernilla Harder, well, she's got no such temptation. She wants a winning goal to put this beyond doubt at 3-1. Needed someone to step up. And who would have thought it was the 19-year-old from Japan? But she has. Now she's found Harder as well. Harder through to Clara Bühl. Clara Bühl to Caruso! Oh! Well, it could have been the winter signing. Sees her shot blocked, though. That his side are not out of this. The feeling, though, is they may be only going to have maybe one, maybe two more chances left in this game, if they're lucky. And then the question is, can they take one of them? Bayern, meanwhile, are still chipping away at the other end. Oh, Tanikawa was never really going to get on the end. Harder. Caught, Tanikawa. Tanikawa! Tanikawa! Eat your heart out! Bayern are going through to the DFB Pokal semi-finals. And in no small part, thanks to Momoko Tanikawa, who comes off the bench, changes the game to provide the assist to make it 2-1. And now has likely put the game beyond reach with this stunning effort to make it 3-1 to the Bavarians. Oh my word, what a turn of events. Bayern from 1-0 down to 3-1 up. What a moment for the 19-year-old Japanese international. Well, it took Bayern München 90 minutes to produce their finish, scoring at the death to send the tie into extra time. But in extra time, Momoko Tanikawa has grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck. The 19-year-old Japanese international in the star-studded box set up Glodis to make it 2-1. And then scores a stunning effort herself to make it 3. And it's going to take an almighty miracle now for Frankfurt to muster up 2. Two goals down. Nothing to lose here in Munich. Jelle Veit and Romina Chiba are coming on. And it's for the holding midfielder that is Tanja Pavelek. And Bayern have many times this season not killed off games when they could have. Staff players, whether it be Alexander Strauss or some of his stars, have all lamented making games more nervous. Here she goes again, Clara Bühl. Past Veit, Bühl. extra time of the DFB Pokal quarter-finals. Damjanovic scored the goal of the death to add an extra half an hour to proceedings tonight. She saved Bayern's blushes, and now she might have just applied the finishing touches on a ticket to the semi-finals in a season where Bayern will now be favourites to win Germany's Soul Cup competition. Wolfsburg are out. We're guaranteed a new winner. Whoever came out of this one was likely going to be the favourites in those... but in the grand scheme of things, that won't matter. And I said it at the time, but you go back to the chance on the hour mark for Laura Freigang, one-on-one with Ina Mahmutovic. Do what Bayern do, and they found a way. Oh, Reuteler! Arguably 60 minutes of this game either side of injury time, and that was a sharp save. For Frankfurt, this is now just a mission of pride restoration, really. Oh, well played by Mahmutovic. She really, I will say, was thrown in the deep end. Strauss could keep faith with her, but Marla Gross is Marla Gross. And Clara Bühl is Clara Bühl. Bayern looking for a fifth with the rain pouring down in Munich now. And deserving winners as a result as Chiba strikes but sees it blocked. The game completely stretched now with tired legs on both sides. Pernilla Harder though, still hungry for more goals. She wants one of her own. Isn't going to get it that way. And support isn't exactly the quarter-finals after missing out last season for the first time since the 2017-18 campaign. New year. Frankfurt's perfect start about to be ended. Greve though, chances are arm, and it skipped off the turf there given the rain falling here. Mahmutovic does well to deal with the danger though. And even when you don't let up for a single second, sometimes a moment of quality in my opinion. A fine campus. We needed an extra half an hour to decide it. But between Momoko Tanikawa and Jovana Damjanovic, two game winners for Bayern München off the bench as they book their ticket to the favourites to win the DFB Pokal. It's a title they've only won once before time, and it's Bayern who complete the final four lineup. They join Bremen, they join Hamburg, and they join Hoffenheim in the semi-finals.